Change your mind, change your money, change your life. I am Coach Rob Lee Simmons, the host of this podcast, and let me be your tour guide to greatness. Welcome to the Greatness Academy podcast. I have the illustrious Amuse. She is an entrepreneur, an actress, a comedian. She has just been big in the military culture. She is a mom, and she's been getting it in and recently retired. Army veteran. Welcome to the show, young lady.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, man,
Appreciate it.
I am super excited for you. And I know you got thousands of followers around the world. And I'm just amazed at the impact that you've caused. But tell me a little bit about like how you started. Who is Astin Muse? Tell me, who is Astin Muse?
So my parents didn't eat lunch that day, and I kind of slipped it. No, so that's what my dad tells me all the time. He's like, "You was a lunch baby. You was a lunch baby." I'm like, "You're not supposed to tell me that." But no, I joined the military in 2002, straight out of high school. I saw how my parents were living. Like, we didn't have like the richest of lives, but compared to my friends, it was way better. And with me and my mom started banging heads after a while, so I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and join." Um, did my basic in Fort Jackson. Did my AIT at Fort Gordon. So 25 Bravo, 74 Bravo back then. Communications. Okay, you can talk about us. Can't talk without us.
I love it.
Yeah. So I've been to Germany. I've been to Hawaii, Fort Campbell, back to Jackson, back to Gordon. I've been to Belgium, and then recruiting in Kentucky, and then recruiting in California, and then I got stationed here in Kentucky, and then retired. As far as the whole Army skit thing, that kind of happened when I was in Belgium. So when I first got to Belgium, I was actually supposed to be stationed in Germany, and they kind of switched my orders up last minute. So I didn't have anything to do. So they sent me on a 2-week TDY to Latvia. And while I was out there, that's when Vine was a big thing, and everybody was doing like the little skits on stuff that everybody could relate to. And I was like, I wonder if I could get away with this doing military stuff. And I did. I thought I was going to get in trouble, and I did a few times, but in the beginning, it kind of just took off, and it was so fun that I just kept doing it, and the numbers kept growing, and people kept reaching out, and I just kind of just grew like this community around myself.
Let me ask you this. So like, and we met in Belgium, and you have just natural personality of just being hilarious. Like, how do you draw up your skits, or does it just come naturally? Are you working with something that you had experience with and you just reenacting it? How does that work?
No, so some of those situations are things that I'm reenacting. Like, everybody has been on staff duty, and that person come in with bags, and you like, wait a minute, is that food? Because you shouldn't be eating nothing right now. Stuff like that is relatable. And then you have some skits, of course, the drill sergeant roommate. No drill sergeant on their off time is running through the house banging pots and trashing rooms and stuff like that.
Great.
So it pretty much, it's whatever I feel at the moment. It hasn't been fun for a long time, so I haven't really been doing anything because like it's so much has happened. A page got stolen. I'm still fighting to get like the full permissions back from that. Like, I think the last video I did was with Justin Graber. He came up here because him and Drew, a combat veteran, they do stand-up comedy now. And he came over, and I was like, hey, let's just knock something out real quick. And I kind of was like, yeah, I need to start getting back into it. So
Yeah.
I'm doing some stuff around the house, and then I'm probably going to start dropping some stuff here shortly.
Yeah, I know your fans is definitely looking forward to it. I know I'm looking forward to it because it just brings brightness to my day, especially looking at, your personal page and then going to your comedy page and just looking at, I'm like, this girl is so dang on talented. Speaking of talent though, A lot of people don't know that you can sing. Why don't you sing as often as you funny?
I sing when no one is watching. So I used to sing all the time when I was younger. Like I would go in the room, close the door, and I would have these imaginary concerts, right? I mean, I was Beyonce, I was Kelly, and I was Michelle. Like I was all three of them in the room, but I was also like Aretha Franklin. I was Whitney Houston. I was Alicia Keys when she first came out. Um, so okay, I'll tell you kind of how I fell out of that. I got frustrated and tired because, of course, joining the army, everybody wants to be a rapper. Everybody got that studio in their barracks room. And I was singing for everybody's stuff. And they'd be, oh, yeah, we're going to record for you. And I was like, you know what? I ain't doing this no more. So now I'll like sing to myself. I'll sing to my kids. Or if I'm in here by myself, I'll have like a little solo club night, being here singing and dancing. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so glad I got an editor. Uh, what what is so? Tell me this, like you have like hundreds of videos. What is one some of your favorite videos that you've created?
My favorite video. You know what? I don't really have a favorite. I don't really have you know what? Actually, my personal videos are actually my favorites when
Hmm.
crazy stuff happens and I'm able to catch it.
Yeah.
I think a couple of videos that I had with Harley, the Great Dane that I had in Belgium, like I cherish those videos because he was so goofy. And then Davion, when he was younger, I can kind of look at him now and be like, you a whole man up in
Oh
here. But
man.
back then he was down here and I kind of like still push him around. Now I got to put a little behind it when I get up on him. So I would say the ones that caught parts of my life. The skits are good too. The skits are funny too, but I don't think I find the skits as funny as everybody else does. Because I'll look at them and be like, eh. And then
Yeah.
boom, 300,000 views. And it's like,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's why I think the biggest thing about the videos is you say things that we see in the perception of what's happening in the video, but you say what we want to say that we can't say. And it's just hilarious. You're like, I definitely
But
would
in
have
a
said
fun,
that if
yeah,
I
in a
yeah.
funny way.
Yeah.
As
Yeah,
long as it's
exactly.
hidden, in comedy, then you can get away with saying it. When you say it outright, that's when you have those issues.
Yeah.
So
Right. Yeah. They
yeah.
say you can be mean if you're funny.
Yeah. Yeah, you can. You can be super mean. They'll be like, it's just like, oh no, I was just joking.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. So tell me kind of right now where you at. You just kind of, recently retired, kind of working on your entrepreneurship, being a parent. What is life for you right now? What does that look like?
You wanna know what life looks like right now?
Oh yeah.
Yesterday, I had to clean my daughter's room out because she is potty training.
Oh
And
yeah.
she decided she was gonna take her diaper off because she hasn't ordered yet. And then she decided she was just gonna, decorate. She's gonna decorate. I had to get rid of everything that could come out of the room. Like I just threw it out. I was like, we're not gonna play this game. Like, we'll replace everything. That's what life looks like. Aside from me sitting on my couch, I am kind of building up an inventory for the store. Tell my wife thank you for advertising that installation.
Indeed.
It did get a lot of it got a lot of pickups after that. DD2
Yeah.
14 coins. I'm working on tumblers. I am also renovating my kitchen on my own.
Oh
Um,
wow.
so just I don't know. Tomorrow I'll probably go fishing. It feels good to just wake up. You kind of forget sometimes. Like I'll wake up during the week and it's like, oh no, oh I ain't got to get up, and I go
Yeah.
back to sleep. But then it's like, oh no, I do got to get up because Davion still got to get up and go to school. Um, but then I just get back in the bed. I'm not laying on my back screaming at the sky, like some folks.
Right.
So it's really good. Like it's just really I feel free. And I think my fear was that a lot of people were saying, hey, when you get out, you're kind of going to go through like kind of almost a postpartum depression. I was like, for real. So I'm looking forward to that. And it never came. And it'll be a year in November. It never came. I was like, well, guess I was meant to do this. I was free now. So yeah, just a whole
Yeah.
bunch of a whole bunch of projects going on.
So now that like kind of the gloves are off now, when it comes to the military and your true perspective, you can kind of say the things that you want to say now. Like, how long have you been looking forward to being able to do that? I know, especially since you talked about, right when the Vine videos were coming out and you started to get popular, but some people thought, what you're
Right.
saying was not proper. Now the
And it's
gloves is off.
crazy because it's like, what is another term for the word vagina? What is the other?
Right.
That's the actual word. That was the first time I got in trouble because I said that, and I'm like, what? And I was on the red carpet up there. I had to drive from Belgium with my first sergeant and commander to Germany, that 4-hour drive, and they were just as sick and mad as I was. It was crazy. And we
Yeah.
get in there, and the commander at the time, the brigade commander, or whatever he was, he called me everything but a child of God, And then my
Right.
first time was like, "Can you step out for a minute?" So I step out. How you get mad and you cry, but you ain't crying because you're mad. You're crying because you want to put hands on somebody. So I'm
Yeah.
out there in the hallway just, I don't believe this. I'm a good SEO, um, I don't know what he said to him. I kind of heard him getting loud, but I couldn't hear it. And he called me back in and he was like, "Hey, let's just," because they were going to give me a local letter of reprimand. He ripped it up in front of me and I'm looking at him because I was still mad. And he was like, "Let's go over here to the table and sit down. Maybe you can help us with our social media." And I'm like, "I know good goddamn well. I didn't drive 4 hours for you to say I ain't nothing and then tell me I'm everything and then ask me to help you." I did not, by the way. I did not help them. I was like, "We need to leave now before I say what I really want to say. And we'll go back to that letter of reprimand because this is ridiculous." Yeah. And then shortly after that, the sergeant major that was in there with us, he put me on recruiting. I was like, "Hey, I want to go on recruiting. I want to get me out of here." And yeah, that's pretty much it. So now it's kind of scary now.
Yeah.
It's kind of scary now because I'm not gonna have the folks reaching out from your job, because it was a few of them up there that would reach out and, "Hey, can you take this video down? We just feel like," and it's like, where you calling from? The Pentagon? Oh my God, I made it. So um, yeah, it's gonna be different. Like now my mama's still watching, so I'm not gonna go hard because even with me being in, I still always consider, what are my parents gonna say if they see this. Now my dad, he don't care. My dad don't
Yeah.
care.
Yeah.
My mama, now, all right, now it was a whole bunch of. I know, mama. I know. Um, I'm gonna get it together. I'm gonna get it together. So she hates when I do videos with Yusha because the cuss words like double. She'd be like, she like him, but she don't, not the videos.
Oh my goodness. Hey, so when you and you should collaborate, I mean, it is some of the most hilarious things. How did you guys meet and when you guys start collaborating?
We met through the videos. So I don't know if we kind of collaborated on the video first and then we met in person. Because of course, I'm in Belgium, and he actually reached out and was like, "Hey, yo, I want to do the drill sergeant stuff." And I was like, "Go for it, man. I don't have the rights to drill sergeant anything." And he started doing it. And the difference between me and him is, while I got people saying, "Hey, take this down," he was free to do whatever. So it took off, and I love to see it. Like his videos, I'd be like, "Oh, I wish I could do that," but I was still in. I had some years left. He had a couple of months,
Right,
and
right.
I kind of recorded something out there in Belgium and sent it to him. And I believe it was a cadence video. That was the first thing we ever did, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. It was the different types of cadence callers. And shortly after that, I took leave. I went to Georgia to see a friend, and he met me there. And that's when we did the old school, the mail call, the drill sergeant smoke you for anything. And yeah, that's when I started getting in trouble. So yeah.
Yeah. So I know you mentioned that um, right after Belgium, you kind of transitioned into recruiting. How much did your um notoriety at the time help you on a trail?
You know what? It is crazy because we would go to the high school and I was getting recognized by the students. Like they would be like, "Oh, you do those videos with that one backbone." It's like, why are you not studying right now? Like, what do you want to join? It's not like that for real. Come on, come join. That was surreal. Going anywhere, I don't really go anywhere, but when I do, I kind of forget.
Yeah.
I kind of forget because it's been a minute since I put out, you know, consistent content. Like I just did a thing with Justin a couple of weeks ago, but like consistent content, you kind of think, okay, yeah, should have died off, by now. And then I go into PX and then out here, Sergeant Amuse. And I'm like, that ain't my real name. So I know this is about to be something. And I gotta look around. It's fun. I enjoy it. I like I think there was this one instance where they had a class graduating over on Knox, and I got to go in there because she was a super fan. She told me she was a super fan, so they pulled her up to the front of the class, and they were playing my video, and I was in uniform and everything, and I just it was like lunchtime. I kind of just dipped in there, and she, but then like everyone else, and I was like, whoa, So yeah, it is. Woo, it's crazy. It
Yeah,
is
the
crazy.
the fandom is real. The fandom
Yeah,
is real.
I did.
So how
I
do you
forget.
how do you stay how do you stay humble and still be able to approach comedy the same way? Like these things happen,
Mhm.
but at the end of the day, you kind of take the hat off to say, I'm still me. Like how do you do that?
I'm me. That's how
Yeah.
you do it. If you're not acting, like I'm acting, but I'm not acting. So if you're
Mm,
you all the time, you never have to worry about switching it up.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
my son will be sitting in here and I'll come and like do like the craziest stuff. And he'll be like, Mama, what you doing? I'm like, I don't know. I just felt like doing it. And then I'll run in the room, or I'll come out here, I'll be jumping up and down on the sofa. And he'd be like, Mama, what you doing? I don't know. That's just I never grew up. So
Yeah.
like that's always been a part of me. Like so I am a real quiet person. Um, I am super shy, and that's the thing that gets me. If you walk up to me, I light up. But if no one says anything, you would never know I was in a room, except for the fact that I'm like one of the tallest people in there. That's it. So as far as staying humble, I would not have the notoriety and the fandom and the support without the folks that watch and support me. So you got to remember, hey, you wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them. If they want to take a picture, take the damn picture. And I always hated that. Like when I was hanging out with my friends and people would walk up because they do it a lot, like SLC. We were eating breakfast and the guy just come up and put his arms around me, and my old NCO was sitting right there, so he kind of leaned. And I was like, I always know, okay, they're not trying to hurt me, they just excited. So I always kind of like, hey, how's it going? Like I don't get mad or anything. And then, every now and then they'll be like, hey, can't you see she trying to? I'll be like, shut up. Let them do what they gonna do. Every time. PX, anything. If I'm with my kids, I'll tell my son, hey, take my daughter, take Isla out to the truck real quick. Let me act the fool. I'll be out there in a second. Hear the keys. You can turn the music on or whatever. You know.
No, that's beautiful though, because I think again, because a lot of the times if you actually look at your page, you are just being you, and you teach people that they don't have to go off the forbidden path of trying to make things happen in order to be successful. All you have to do is be you.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's a beautiful thing. Let me ask you this though, like, kind of halfway on the trail, you found out that you were, diagnosed with cancer. How did that kind of change the trajectory of your
Um.
life?
So not the trail. I was recruiting in
Oh yeah, yeah,
California.
yeah, recruit, recruit,
Yeah.
recruit. My bad.
Um. So it kind of opened my eyes to how lucky I actually was to have that platform, because in the beginning I was trying to get help without putting it out there, because at the time it was like I don't know what it is. I don't want to set anybody off, but I wasn't getting assistance. In recruiting, sometimes recruiting can be a beast. They were
Yeah,
like, hey, well, make these phone calls, do this, do that. It was never go take care of, you
right.
know,
Put them in
and
boots.
it kind of just pissed me off. I was like, you know what? And I made I didn't have a choice, because so I had two different types of breast cancer, right? It was
Mm,
stage 2 on this side. We didn't find out about this until later, but this one was stage 1. And you could physically see it, the lump. And with being on recruiting, you can only go to certain clinics. And I think my last straw was one of the guys that I was stationed with out there. He was like, yeah, just go to this clinic. This is what I go to. He could go to that clinic and I couldn't because of where he lived or something like that. And they were like, yeah, we take TRICARE. We can check you out right now because no one else would do it. I went down to Fort Irwin because that's where like the main place is. And they were like, oh, we'll give you a consult. I was like, well, you checking me right now. Like, y'all don't have, I mean, I know we in the middle of the desert, but come on, like you can't put your hands on me, somebody. And they just kept saying, oh, just go to the emergency room, and then, come on in the office and put them in boots, like you said. And I made that post, and I think within an hour, the Easter egg sergeant major called me, and she was like, what is going on? And then my chain at the time, they were like, well, don't do that again. And I thought that was pretty crazy because it's like, how you going to tell me not to go and look for help when y'all aren't helping me? It's not like I didn't try to utilize y'all. It's not like I didn't go through every step. And I feel as though if I wouldn't have had that platform, and I'm so grateful for it to this day, it would have took me way longer to actually find out what was going on. As far as the trajectory, Sergeant Major was like, hey, come out here to Fort Knox. So that was the major trajectory change right there. I think I was recruiting for 8 months. And as fun as it was, lies, I was like, yeah, she was like, you can come here and do our social media stuff. But I guess they forgot, when you got cancer, you got to do chemo and all that other stuff. So I think like the first couple of months I was here, we were scheduling and trying to get everything right. So I was able to go to work, still had hair on my head, that type of stuff. And boom, it was like, all right, it's time to get started. It was very scary. And I think because of my sense of humor, I kind of got everybody through it.
Yeah.
And then I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and share this because this is not like the 1912s where they putting you in a big iron lung, like this is that new medicine. I was getting chemo and then I was coming home and like doing stuff like, all right, well, let me do this. Let me get this going, and just being able to share it because I didn't realize how many people in the military actually had cancer and they had questions. I got lucky after my supervisor there was like, oh, you can still come into work. Like, bro, I just did chemo yesterday. Like, get out of here. And then COVID came. I was like, I don't have an immune system, sir. So they put me in the WTU or WTB, whatever they call it nowadays. And my duty station was the house. So I was here. I would call, check in. And yeah, I just kind of had like a year of freedom, a year of feeling out what retirement would be like. That's why it was such an easy transition.
Yeah. Yeah. And you didn't suffer that retirement PTSD deal. No,
Yeah, because I went back to work. I was almost in tears. I was like, I can't believe I'm waking up to come out here and run. What are we running from? Like, it was just, yeah.
oh
So I
man.
think 2 years after, I had 2 years left in the service. So I was like, no, I want a regular retirement on top of, like, I know y'all trying to put me out, but no, let me put me in. Let me get to 20 at least. And I ended up getting to 21. Yep.
Yeah.
And yeah. They were
Yeah.
like, you going to MLC? I was like, no,
Said no, thank you.
I'm straight.
So
I'm
now that the gloves is off, let me ask you. I think this is one of the as a leader, one of the covenants I try to provide for my soldiers. But what is it like being a Black woman in the military?
Whew. Attitude. You ain't even gotta have an attitude. It is. I think everybody's situation is different, and I really think it depends on the people. It is hard. It's harder because they assume shit about you. Sorry, you like I
No,
don't.
you good. You
they
good.
they assume stuff about you depending on where you go, and I hate to say it, but it sucks. It really does. You show up to a unit, you could be all smiles and be like, all right, so don't come in here with all the head bobbing and the attitude, which makes me want to head bob and have a fucking attitude. It's like, oh, so don't do it because I'm damn sure gonna do it now. What are you talking about? And then being a black woman and a single mother, oh, don't be trying to get out of nothing. I'm not trying to get out of anything. Anytime I had a situation where I was stationed somewhere and I had to work nights or drill sergeant trail or recruiting, and a little bit of the time in Belgium, my son was with my mom because I had that support. Like you ain't gonna catch me slipping because I know you're watching to see what I'm gonna do. Like I hear the way you're talking about these other black women, women in general with kids. I hear what the fuck y'all saying. You're not gonna catch me slipping, mama, mama. Come get your grandson. I got him. Come on.
Until she got me. She got me.
Yeah, So I think the lower ranks have it a little harder because you don't have any respect. Everybody's looking at you to see what you gonna do, how you gonna get out of it, what you gonna cry about. And it's like, I ain't crying about nothing. Now, I wasn't the best soldier. I'll give him that. I was bad. I was horrible in the beginning. I was always late, didn't want to do the work, and wanted the club all the time. So they was right about me in the beginning. But as the ranks grew, as the ranks increased, I think after the drill sergeant trail is when I actually kind of got myself together after E5. So I showed my ass all the way up to E5 and then got it together. That's what happened. Drill sergeant happened to me.
Oh man.
Changed my life.
And so let's kind of talk about like your life holistically. And I just want to talk about what do you think is the most challenging thing, right? Because you've been a single mother, you've been, you know, cancer survivor, you've been in the military, you've been in the military as a minority, you've been in the military as a minority black woman, you retired from the military. What is the most challenging thing, that has happened to you, and how have you overcame it?
I think the most challenging thing is my inbox. I mean, you laugh. I can't even be serious. Be serious, man. The most challenging thing is my inbox. And I'll tell you what, it's not because, some of that stuff is like questionable, but I will get a lot of soldiers will come to me because they're more comfortable coming to me instead of their own chain of command with their issues. So it's like, okay, not only am I dealing with the issues that my own personal soldiers have, but I'm trying to find folks in different states. Like now I'm networking. Hey, you got a soldier out here that said this NCO is doing this to her and she tried to say something to somebody. Are you going to do something about it? Or do I need to do something about it for you? And it became like a constant thing. I didn't post about everything, but even to this day, like people reach out like, hey, so I want to go to school. My NCO is not helping me get what I need. I've helped soldiers study over Messenger. Like it's been a lot, and a lot of people don't see that side. They're like, oh, it's got to be so fun being an influencer. The soldier that passed away at Fort Hood, I got the chance to talk to her before she passed away, and I think that was one of the last times that I posted before my page got stolen. And they had me flagged from Fort Hood. I'm here at Knox. They were able to reach out and have me flagged and were like, don't say anything about this soldier. And it's like, why not? Because y'all had her in the office all jacked up and you knew it was wrong. The soldiers, 4 or 5 of them wrote me sworn statements. I still have them sworn statements and they were trying to get them. I was like, I'm not telling you who told me this because y'all gonna retaliate. And that pissed them off more, so I think those situations are the most challenging when sometimes you feel like you can't help. Like there are things you can do, but you can only do so much, and you don't always get to help all of them, but you help as many as you can.
Yeah.
That is the most challenging thing.
Yeah. I mean, I know that like in this life, especially as a leader, like because somehow you've been catapulted into a role of a leader as a role model,
I'm an
and
army auntie.
yeah. Nobody really asked for it, right? Like, but you're definitely willing to do the footwork. Do you feel like you get the support that you need when you are reaching out to get help for these soldiers?
Yes. That has a lot to do with the social media, because a lot of the time I'll reach out and it's like, oh my God, I hope they know me. I hope they know me. Bam, they know me. Hey, how you doing? Oh my God, I love your stuff. That is great. I'm glad you love it. Listen, real quick, you got a commander out there that's doing the most, like, yeah.
I
Um,
love that.
I love it too. I love it too. I'm gonna send you a coin. You good people. You good
Yeah.
people. I'll help the soldier,
Yeah. So speaking of coins, right? You got the DD214 coins, you got the hoodies, you got the bags. And I've been trying to practice this all day. TYFYS. Thank you for your
Thank you
service, right?
for your service. That is the look, all you gotta do is look on the shirt. Look, you got a
Yeah.
cheat code in front of you.
Yeah,
Not
you're right. You're right.
be
You're right.
aware of your
I'm getting
surroundings.
old, my eyes.
Look, that's the one thing I got left. My knees left years ago. My arms, they're still there, kind of sort of. I'm trying to build them back up, but yeah, they kind of walked out on me. They was like, "Hey, we'll be back. We're going to get some milk," and they never came back.
Oh Lord.
So yeah, so I have a store. I'm still working on building it. I haven't been advertising as much because I haven't been making content, which is another reason I need to start getting back into making content, because I am my own advertiser. Um, Tumblr's coins, we got Marine DD214 coins now that'll be dropping soon. Those are
That's
pretty.
cool.
They look like the Marine uniform, because why not have their coins look better than ours? Because they look better than us at every fucking thing they do. Why not? Why not? So I'm gonna try to start like a coin war. Who got the best coin? Ours is all drab and brown. Theirs got like the gold line is blue with the red stripe. God, I hate it. I love it because I designed it, but I hate it. Yeah, I've been, like I said, slowly building up an inventory. I've been getting like these fancy hoodies from Yusha. Like, these is like I wear one of these every day. I should be making clothes, but I keep wearing them. So everyone's like, "You don't wash your ass, you don't change." I do change clothes. It's just they all the same thing. But Yusha told me. He said you have to be your own billboard. So like, if ever I step out the house, I got something on that I've made, and some people are like, "Where you get that from?" And it's like, don't worry, it'll be available soon. Don't even worry
Yeah.
about it. I got a couple of things that I'm sending out to some people, some other influencers that I know, and we gonna get it popping. We are definitely gonna get it popping. I think I'm gonna be in TYFS from head to toe when I go to Sergeant Green's retirement out there at Hood, because they don't like me at Hood, and I love it. I love the fact
Yeah.
they don't like me, because
Yeah.
I got this ID card that says I can come and post. Now, what you gonna do?
Yeah. Make sure you keep a little apple pod on you that track where you at. So so we know where you at. Send me your location every five
Listen,
minutes.
it's too many people out there that do love me. It's more of them chain of commands out there. As long
Yeah.
as I don't go into a unit, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'll be all right. My cousin out there too. Look, my family crazy. Don't play with me. I will call him. I will call him. He either high or angry. You getting one of the two. Either
Right.
one is dangerous.
Right. So let me ask you this, like, do you feel like you've been like when you started, do you feel like you've been intentional about building your brand, or you just kind of put the videos out there, then you be like, oh shit, this is me. I probably need to restructure how I put myself out there so people know who I am, or you just like, let me ride with it, but let me ride this 2024 wave of actually branding myself.
Right now, I'm just going with the flow, because I'm
Yeah.
still building up. So like, I'll toss something out there and see how it does, and if it does well, okay, cool. We're gonna put this in the store. Um, that coin took off. That coin took off. I
It's
was like, oh
fire
Lord,
too.
yeah. So yeah, right now we just flying by the seat of our pants. All right, there's no plan. We have cut sling load. The reserve is not working, and we are plummeting to the earth. Like, that is it. All right, I should have never went airborne. That's basically what it is. But but as far as like designing and everything with me, because I'm making all the stuff myself, so I'm pressing and getting orders out. I got a couple of orders that I need to fill right now. They're still trickling in, but I'm scared to like do it, because again, it's just me, and it's like, if I run out of stuff, customers can be mean. They be like, "Hey, I ordered this short 12 hours ago. Where is it?" Well, hold on now. Wait a minute. I gotta order more. Well, what do you mean? Do I get it for free? No, no, you do not. So I might toss something in if I'm like extremely late. I'm like, here, take this DD214 pen and get out of here.
Yeah, yeah, they think you Amazon.
Yeah, I am not. It's just me. It's just me. I'm scared to put Davion on it. He might burn everything I have. And why is there a hole in my drill sergeant's face? That's a Davion edition. That is top notch right there. You
Right.
can't find that anywhere.
New level of artistry. Oh Lord.
Basically, yeah.
Oh my goodness. Oh, you making me cry. Oh Lord. Man, I ain't lost this much weight in the episode in a while. I just been laughing the whole episode. Oh man.
And I don't do it on purpose now.
I know that's the best part is your what people perceive as you being funny is really just who you are. Like I'm laughing while we text messaging. So it's insane. You're not supposed to, like, I'm LOL out loud for real.
Yeah.
So it's just natural thing, and people kind of love that about you. But I know you did kind of start trying, I ain't gonna say trying to get into acting, but you are into where acting. Is that something that you could plan on continuing to do, or is that something you just like, if the opportunity presents itself, tell me?
Okay, listen, this is how that happened. I have never ever, because I've been here watching documentaries about that acting and the stuff them people be going through. No, you're not about to have anybody's cats on the couch. I ended up doing 2 plays with Drew. Him and Justin decided they want to do a play. That's how I ended up doing those. Now, from what they say, I'm just good at it. So I just do it.
Yeah.
And then they had their nickel and dime episode that they put on their platform. Me and you were in that one. I don't know if they still have that platform. I think they took it down. And then whenever they have something going on, they'll reach out and be like, hell yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Because it's fun just to be around other like-minded folks that are like, hey, we could do this. Let's have the soldier, with Justin. We have him pee in a bottle and then drink it because he's out of water. Like, just craziness, right?
Right.
And it's fun to see how they do it, because when I do it, I don't write anything down. I just go. Like, we just going. I'm the only one that's been a drill sergeant, so it's in there. I got paid to do this. Like, I know how to hurt your feelings. It's okay, and then I just turn it off. They'd be like, how do you do that? I like hearing it. How do you do that? I don't know.
That's the gift. That's the gift.
Yeah. So as far as acting, like, it would never be something that I pursued myself, but if someone asked me to do something, then yeah, I would do it.
Let me ask you this though, like, I know people think they know who you are, but let's talk a little bit more. They think they know. Let's talk a little bit more about you as the person. What are you passionate about?
Me as a person, when I tell you I'm all over the place. Yesterday I was passionate about that countertop. Okay. That's what I was passionate about. And then before that, I was passionate about this clothing line. And then before that, I was passionate about getting Isla in gymnastics. She's only 2. There is no set rule. There's no set path. I kind of it's whatever I'm feeling that day or that week or that month. It can switch up just that quick. That quick. That's why you got to be strong if you dating me. I put out my application request. We single. I don't want you here, but I want you here so I can take the leave. Like, all of that. That was real. That was real. I am all over the place. So, me as a person, you kind of know what you're gonna get, but you don't really know what you're gonna get. Like, one day, like I said, I'll be jumping up and down on the sofa, and then the next day I'll be sitting there watching Investigation Discovery, like, oh, the way they decapitated that woman, and it's, shut up, I'm trying to watch it. I don't even see Davion. Don't even come upstairs half the time. He be like, no, mama, you be up there watching that stuff. You right. So yeah, me as a person, I will give you everything that I've got if I feel like you needed it. But don't get it twisted. I will kill you.
Right. Facts.
That is me as a person. I will kill you. Don't fight with me. That's me as a person.
I love it. It's just, and that's why you and Khaleesi get along so well, because it's just free spirited. Like, hey, this is the way. Ooh, butterfly. This is the way we're going today. I love it. I love it. And you can't tame that beast. You just gotta
Yeah, you
kind of
gotta
go with the
go
flow.
with it. And
But
that
let
was
me
something that I learned,
yeah.
as far as me as a person and like interpersonal relationships go. The minute you start trying to tell me what to do, I don't like you no more. So
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah, what makes you cry?
What makes me cry? Oof. Harley. Harley makes
Mm,
me cry. It
mm,
whenever I'm sitting down and I'm like, oh man, I miss him. I cry over that. Um, Certain scenes in movies, depending on the movie. I watch a lot of like historical documentaries, so like anything dealing with Black history and how Black folks were treated back in the day. I'll cry over that. Like, damn, they had them on the boat like that. It just kind of
mhm.
like touches you. But I also cry at scenes on Bridgerton.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you are the bane of my existence. What? Oh my god! He said what? I need that. Not a
Oh
lot. Not
man.
a lot makes me. Not a lot makes me cry. I think the last time I truly cried, I mean, like seriously, had like the breakdown of all breakdowns. I know, like y'all saw the cancer journey, and it was all jokes and fun, but I did have my moment. I was like,
Mm,
I'm gonna need this because I got to go home. I got a son. Um, I was still married at the time. It's like, all right, hold it together. And they called me back, and they were like, yeah, it's on the left side as well, because we was only focused on this. And I made it halfway home, and they were like, we need you to come back. And oh man, that drive home was like the worst drive. I was in there listening to like Michael Jackson, "You Are Not Alone," like just
yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Got myself together, and then it was like, hey, all right, now what you gonna do? Laughter is the best medicine. You better get to laughing, bitch. You better get to laughing. And I started laughing and didn't stop.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Speaking of which, though, that's a good transition. Um, you're funny, but like, what do you do, or what do you watch, that makes you laugh, that gets an intentional laugh out of you? Like, hey, I need a laugh today. What does that look like for you?
Uh, let's see, an intentional laugh. Stand up comedy.
Mm.
Um, I I don't know. I think it really. I love Joe Coy.
Yeah, I
Um,
love Joe Coy.
I love Joe Coy. He just had one come out. I watched it 3 times. Gary Owen, uh, Martin back in the day, Chris Rock. I like DL Hewley's style of comedy. Um, Cedric the Entertainer, um, Jim Gaff, I don't
Jim
know how to
Gaffney.
pronounce it.
Jim Gaffney.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot. Like if it's a stand up, I'm going to watch it because I do enjoy like writing material. I do kind of want to get into that because Justin and Drew are doing that, and Justin actually came down, and that first night he bombed. He bombed, and I was telling him, I was like, "Listen, this is what I learned from watching. All right, this is what I learned from watching. If you listen to Dave Chappelle, he gives him time to react, and like we broke it down. He was mad at me by the end of the night. I was like, "Be mad," but then that next night, he killed it.
Kill.
I added to his jokes. He had this one where he was talking about you know, Snow White and the seven dwarves, and he was saying, the dwarves come out of the house and they just start shooting, and that was the end of the joke. I was like, hey, tag on to that. Bye ho, like, and he killed it. And I was just like,
Yeah.
yeah, yes. So writing is something that I kind of might want to get into. I'm actually working on a script for a movie, like a Pixar movie though. So that's what I say when I mean you don't. I'm working on a countertop tomorrow. I'll be typing the script, and then I won't touch that script for like 3 weeks. I've been working on this script since I was in Belgium.
Oh
Like,
Lord.
yeah, I like political humor. I don't really do politics, but I like hearing the different views and the different sides because it's like, dang, like what is wrong with these people? But I'll never speak on it because that is the fastest way to set the community off. Oh, so I didn't say that. I didn't say anything. Well, who did you vote for? That is none of your goddamn business. What is all I said was. Um, so yeah, that's probably something I would try to get into. But as far as like being in front of the camera, I could never do stand up because if somebody says something, I'm coming off that stage. Like, this is not, we not about to sit here and be like, can you remove them? No, bring your ass here.
We're gonna deal with this.
That show went left real quick. Comedy to a tragedy. That's what happened. But yeah, the stand up. I like watching stand up. I also like watching anime. Some of them are funny, but I like the ones that are more like gory than anything else. Like Claymore, Attack on Titan, Jujutsu Kaisen. Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
you be sitting there reading the one with the subtitles.
Half of my reading, sir, comes from reading the subtitles. Okay, I don't read books. I read subtitles up in here. All right, and they never match what they're saying exactly. I'm like, I don't think he said that. I don't think he said that. But yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Hey, you gotta read. You gotta read. Reading's fundamental. All right, that's my reading rainbow.
I love it. So tell the listeners where they can find your merch, where they can find you on IG, Facebook, TikTok. Where can they find you?
Okay, so you can find the merchandise at https colon / tyfys.co/ that'll bring up my store. You can find me on TikTok at Army Amuse. You can find me on Facebook. I got my page back. I just don't really post to it. So all of those videos, everything, when you go and you watch, it's me. I got them back. So you can put your comments and you can share them. But that is Army Amuse on Facebook and also Army Amuse on Instagram. If it says anything else, there's a problem.
Right.
There's a real problem. Yes, that is Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, Astin, thank you so much for joining us. I truly appreciate the conversation. Again, our text messages is very similar to what's happening now, but
you better get my money fixed.
I got you. I told you I got you. It might take me a little while because I mean, if it was a debt, I could have did it in a day and a half. But so I owe you some money, so it's gonna take me a couple weeks. But I got you.
Of course, because finance. Yeah, we're gonna snatch it right out. But we got to give it back. Let me see what I got here. Budget cuts. Hold on. I know we took 8,000. The best I can do is 5. I'm like, what? Taxes? Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool.
Oh, facts. But thank you so much, and I love to have you back on. So before we jump off, tell the listeners what your future looks like.
My future looks unclear. Okay, my future is so foggy right now. No, I do plan on having the store up and running, like consistently having inventory by next year. Hopefully I'll have another rental property. I have a rental property. I want to have another one next year. Davion has 2 years left in high school, so I'm looking at a grown man here. So it's kind of exciting, but at the same time, it's kind of sad because he's been with me his whole life.
Yeah.
I'll probably have 3 cane corsos.
Really?
I'll probably have 3 cane corsos. I'm no lie. So I have a rescue right now. Right?
Okay.
Chance. I've had Chance since I got here. And he's like the best dog, but if anything ever happens to him, he's getting replaced by 3. I wanted to reach out to the lady in Belgium because she was like, hey, if ever you want another one, but they kind of stopped breeding.
Yeah.
But if I get I will get another European Great Dane in a heartbeat. Yeah, that's pretty much my future. Just relaxing, watching TV, just doing what the fuck I want to do because I earned it.
Yeah.
That's what my future
absolutely.
like. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And again, thank you so much. You are, and I want to just say this to you personally, you are a beautiful person, and nobody can take away all of the accolades that you've done. And I'm super excited to see some of the things that you do in the future. Speaking of which, I'm gonna hit you up after this because I do a couple of other things, and I'll plug you into some things that's gonna help you along on the back end of whatever it is that you're doing. We'll talk about that, and I'll promote that later. But again, thank you.
Let me just tell the listeners real quick. All right, I ain't been in the
You got
military since November. Right now, we supposed to be on here at 1600. That's 4 o'clock for civilians that's watching. All right, military folks is supposed to be on 10 minutes prior. Now he's still in the service.
Oh Lord,
I ain't in the service. He's still in the service, and he was like 5 minutes prior. I don't know what this new army is coming to, but y'all need to get it together. That's all I got. Thank y'all so much.
I was early on strategic level time. Strategic level time, I was early.
He was on officer time. I didn't even know that was a thing. I knew about CP time. I didn't know it was an officer time. So we got SRB time and ORB time.
Oh man, yeah. You gotta wait because everybody got to be in the room before you walk in and tell them to stand up. You know what I mean? Like if I'm the first person here, it really don't make sense. You know what I'm saying? You can't say at ease to yourself.
I mean, you can. You just stand up and just don't say it out loud. Just in your mind. Just, just real quick. Oh, I'm good? Okay, all right.
Oh, man. I've been crying for an hour. I don't even got no water left in my eyeballs. This is crazy. Oh, man. Girl, I love you.
Well, thank you. I love you, too. I love your wife more. Now tell her to call me.
I know she's your favorite. I'll be like, hey, Astin, what's going on? Hey, where Khaleesi at? What? Wait a minute. I need stuff, too.
You don't need nothing, all right? You got 12 kids. Go handle the kids so me and her can go hang out. That's all I need.
I got you. And I know she wants you, she has a show, Brace for Impact. I know she's going to want you to jump on there. And I know the questions is going to be 180-degree difference from my questions. So I really look forward to y'all sitting down because y'all have the same spirit. That's going to be crazy. Looking forward to that.
Okay.
And I'm looking forward to that.
You're supposed to reach out to me and let me know. So just tell her, hey, I'm waiting. She hit me up before you did. Here I am on your show before I'm on hers.
Hey, I sometimes when it comes to like media, I'm a little snaky. I'm gonna get in where I can fit in. You know what I'm saying? She be like, hey, let me get in where I fit in. I can fit right here.
Next time you like, hey, you want to do it? When Khaleesi tell me I can.
Yeah, you got to double back. Otherwise, she done gave me an idea that I'm gonna run with. Don't give me no idea. That's the difference between me and the other 99%. You give me an idea, it is becoming reality tomorrow. I'm gonna make it happen.
Yeah, this was quick because I think you asked me 12 hours ago.
Yeah, and I was like, and it might have been 11 hours and 59 minutes, but flash to bang is real.
Yes, it is. But I appreciate it. This was fun. This was fun. This is one of the better ones.
And in the Greatness Academy, we say change your mind, change your money, change your life. And I really appreciate you for doing that for the guests. Thanks.
Thank you.
And we are over and out. Thank you for joining the podcast. And remember, change your mind, change your money, change your life. We out.